What's up, everyone? I'm going to show you how to do some quick legal research if you're ever in a situation where you have to, I don't know, stand up for your rights or anything like that, or you're getting sued and you want to like research case law. If you got a case, a really good case that you want to argue in the appellate court or anything like that, this may be a good video for you. What I'm going to show you is using the Fast Case website, and we're just going to use a little bit of Python to basically try to streamline the research process for legal research, because it can be kind of tricky and intimidating to do, especially considering all of the legalese and things like that. But if you're a lawyer or familiar with the law, then this could be helpful for you. So all we're doing essentially is just using the Developer Tools window. You're going to want to make an account. If you have a state law library, chances are they probably have free access to this. So I would highly recommend looking into that for whatever state you're in. I'm in Texas, and I have access through the Texas State Law Library website. You can set an account up through them and get access to this for free. Basically, once you get in, we're going to just refresh the page to get some URL endpoints to pop up in this little window. Well, I guess not. Let's go to jurisdictions and change something. That should have something come up. For example, you may start out like this, where all the states are there. Just pick your state if you want, or you can leave it as is. Hit save, and then we're going to search for something. Let's just search for mandamus cases that got approved or granted by the appellate court or the Supreme Court, for example. So if, let's say, you were in a situation where you had to write a mandamus for your situation, and you wanted to make sure that your arguments are cited correctly and applies proper case law and things like that, because obviously that's a very important part of your brief that you're going to want to file. So to quickly be able to cross-reference this could help tremendously if you're in this situation, which hopefully not many of you are. But we're going to go ahead and I don't know why none of the endpoints are showing up. Oh, it's because I have a specific search item in there. I cleared that out. Now you see the results here. So I'm in Texas. I'm going to keep it specific to Texas. So let's say I know that I'm going to be appealing because my district is the, let's say, 3rd district of Texas. So we can actually go to cases, or I'm sorry, we can go to orders if we wanted to, and narrow it down by jurisdiction, specific to whatever court you're looking for. So for example, we have Texas criminal appeals. I don't want that, so I'm looking for civil stuff. We want Texas Supreme Court, Texas Appellate Court, Circuit Appellate Court's good. That looks good. So basically we just save this. Now it's saved to our filter query here. So in order to find like a mandamus that's been granted, if that's what you only wanted to find was mandamuses that have been granted, you would just do something like found that the trial court abused its discretion, or we found that the trial court abused its discretion, and put that in quotes. And we got 4 results in Texas. So let's go to this one. In Ray Energas Company from 2001, rehearing was overruled. This one may not have gotten granted. So let's see. And then the search query will actually show up highlighted. And they say here, we found that the trial court abused its discretion in permitting discovery with regard to requests for production. Then it cites number 24. This was so because the time period encompassed by the request was unrestricted. So they tell you the reasons why they did something, and you can cite these and use these in your own cases if it applies. So very, very useful stuff. And where the Python comes in is that you look for these endpoints here, and the only thing that you need to grab from the headers section here is the cookie. Just take it and copy the whole thing, and that's what's going to be your authorization to get through, to get the data, to be able to program it. And we're going to want to import a couple of things like requests and pandas. Actually, we're going to make another file. Let's just do models.py, import just pandas, and then we're going to say class documents. We're going to pass in self and data. I'll show you why I'm doing this in a second. We're just going to pass for now. And we're going to go to the main. We're just going to do a simple function, define get docs. We're going to pass in nothing for now. And we're going to get that payload from the results endpoint. So we're going to take this, and it is a post request. So we're going to say endpoint equals this endpoint. We're going to pass in parameters by doing a payload, which we can just take the source payload here by going to payload, view source, and then just copy this verbatim. Just for now, for example, just do payload equals that. This will be our tester here. Ignore regex, change to capital F, obviously. It has 4 results, so we see skip 4. Library, these are the library numbers. You can automate this as well. But for now, we're just going to test this out. So we're going to do r equals request.get endpoint JSON equals payload headers equals headers. And then for this, we have to do verify equals false dot JSON. We should get data from here once we call this function. So let's do that real quick. So we'll say r equals get docs. It's actually going to print twice. I didn't need to do that. Oh, invalid header value. Let's take another look at that. May have messed something up there. Headers is headers, verify as false. We did not get a reply. Let's see what we get back here. Oh, it's a post request. Whoops, my bad. We got a 200 from the get, but we needed to be a post request. Okay, so there's the data. We didn't get any results though, so that's interesting. Let's see what could have been going on wrong there. So we got results here. Oh, because we skipped 4. Let's skip 0 and see if we get anything back. Okay, there we go. Yeah. So if you want the results to start at the beginning of the query, of the results query, then put skip at 0. And if we did something more general, like with more results, like if we just put this without quotes in it, then we get 29,508. So if we did let's just do skip 100 and see if we get the first 100 results, or if there's like a limit to it. There may be a limit, I would imagine. Oh, whoops, I forgot to change it here. Skip 100, we still got to do no quotes there, no quotes there. That should change it. Skip 100. How much hits did we get? Total hits 29,508. Did we? I mean, if we get the whole thing, let's just do this. For item in R, I believe we're looking for documents. We're going to do documents equals I.get documents for I in R. Then we can say for I in documents, print I, and then we'll say print length of documents just to see how long it is. And we'll see if it's 100. Oh, documents is a string. Interessante. Okay, hold on. So let's do this. Oh, you know what? I think there's a singular documents before the list documents, if I'm not mistaken. That needs to be in docs, not R. This should work. Okay, so it's just 20. So now if we print documents, do we actually get data back? Oh, I forgot to call the function. Well, I'll show you what I'm getting at here in a second. None, 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 none. Oh, I spelled documents wrong. Oopsie pips. Still none. Okay. I know I'm retarded. Oh, but this is ridiculous. Maybe it's because I'm skipping too much. Oh, there we go. So what's the length of this biatch? It's 18. So let's do this. So what if we do this? Counter equals 0, while true, counter equals counter plus 20. I can't spell today. And we'll just tab all this over. And then let's do this. If counter equals 40, great. Let's see if we get 2 different sets of results. So let's see here. In Telesford, if it shows up twice, it didn't work in that little dictionary. I think actually that's 2 different things. So cool. So now this is what I'm getting at. This is how you automate it. So now let's say you wanted to search for, again, let's do something specific, but with lots of results that would be helpful. Let's just do, whoops. That was not what I was trying to do. We found, abused its discretion, just like that. We found, and then abused its discretion separately. Let's see if that works. Okay, sick. So now we can do, if counter equals, let's just do, we want 1,000. Let's say we want 1,000, right? Just 1,000. We want 1,000. So if we wanted to parameterize these documents now, what we would do is we'd say for item, or let's do for doc in docs, 0, 0 it off, print self dot doc equals I dot get doc for I in data. And we'll print this. So let's do this to 20. Now we have this, which we can paste back to our class from earlier. And then we can do this, copy it to GPT, make a data dictionary. And we'll hopefully not screw this up. That's fine. We'll just take the data dictionary, paste it in here, tab it over, and then say self.datadict, and then we'll say self.asDataFrame equals pd.dataframe, self.datadictionary, and then we'll say from models import documents, and then for document in documents, I don't even need that statement. The attributes that we want is going to be the most relevant paragraph cited here. I don't even want the authority level, honestly. I don't want the library type. I don't want the jurisdiction. I don't need all that for right now because I already know the jurisdiction because it's Texas and it's appellate and higher courts for appeals and things of that nature. Mandamus specifically. Is bad law, that's probably a good one. The is bad law. Show outline is good. Can buy, not necessary. Relevance, it's just a score. It's like a proprietary score. So I guess we can keep that. Short name is there. Universal filter, don't need that. Universal ID. This could be helpful if you want to actually get the whole text of the case, which I'll show you how to do in a second. But for this stuff, this may be all we need. So let's go ahead and just say data, let's just do docs equals docs, documents, docs, and we'll say print docs.datadict. We'll see if we get the same thing that we just got a second ago. Okay, sweet. So we are getting results. Perfect. So we're getting our list of things. Okay, so let's do as data frame now and see if we get a nice normalized data frame. return. Cool. Date, aggregate treatment, show outline. We have our most relevant paragraph. Is there a most relevant paragraph now? Let's do docs.asDataFrame to CSV, cases.csv, index is false. We'll run this and we'll take a look. Open it up. Oh, wow, it does have the most relevant paragraph. Okay, cool. So we got that. We could go a step further and reduce the HTML content out of it, but that's okay. We'll leave it in there for now, and we could write a simple function to do that. This is what I like to use. These citations, very helpful when you need to reference them. Import date it was filed, how many times it was cited. So if you wanted to, for example, organize it by the number of citations, you could do that easily by just going back here and do sort values by, was it cited here in camel case. And then if we just run that again, closing this out. Now it's still in the same order. Interesting. Cited here. Oh, did I do values or should I have done index? It's been a while. No, it should be values, I believe. Oh, because I'm only printing it. I need to copy this. Like that. That should do it, I think. No. That's why sort values to CSV. Man, it's been a while since I've done this. Let's do this. Data frame equals that. And we'll do df.toCSV. Cited here. Okay, there we go. It's just in the wrong order. So you'd obviously want to put descending or ascending equals false. And then now cited here is what you're sorting by. And you can do that the same way for any other column that you wanted to do, like relevance, but they're all pretty relevant. So now what you can do is, let's say we have this CSV file now, right? Just go to GPT-4 and we'll attach it to the prompt. Or you could build the GPT, whatever you want. It's case law, cases, run a statistical or run a deep analysis on these cases and return back a summary of your findings and what arguments they could provide. And then we'll do it for you. It takes a little bit of work up front to do it. Oh yeah, I forgot to check out that bad law. Anything? None of these are bad law. Okay. Some of them say true, so just keep an eye out for that. So it's doing its thing, it's summarizing the dataset's findings, exploring potential arguments or insights that could be drawn from it. And then you get some deep analysis on it. Like it spans from 1992 to 2022 with 20 cases. Let's do this. Look at each, let's say you're in a divorce and you want to look at each relevant paragraph and discern which, if any, cases can be used in a family law case and for what specific grounds or cause, or let's just keep it at grounds. So now it should be looking at the relevant paragraph part of it. Okay, it's nice. It's defining its own keywords to search for regarding family law. That's pretty good. That's what I would have done, but with probably a much larger, more refined list. I'm going to try this again. Check again. Look at the most relevant paragraph column and create a summary of findings. Let's see if it's doing it right. Okay, I was worried it was going to get the column name wrong. Nope. I mean, you could just copy this if you wanted to and paste it in the same way. If you want to just do this. And there you go. It'll automatically discern which ones are going to be related to family law, and then it will pull back the ones that you need. So you have, if anything's revolving around estate and reimbursement claims, you have that. And you have paternity and conservatorship, community supervision and adjudication of guilt, community estate division, family violence. So let's say you wanted to go in more detail. You wanted to learn more about let's say you're dealing with family violence case. So can I get the universal IDs or IDs from the family violence cases? And really, you could just go back to your spreadsheet. But we want to know what case it is. Perfect. That one right there. So that ID that it gives you, we can go back to fast case, right? And when we click on one of these, we get another endpoint, and it's that document. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this URL, and we're going to make another function real quick. And instead of get docs, we're going to say get doc, def get doc, one doc. Endpoint is that URL that we just got, and then we're going to parameterize the document ID. It's going to say ID, and then that's the ID that we just got from our friend here. We're going to just put that as the default one for now. Then what we can do is we can say print r equals request.get endpoint, or is it a post request or get request? I did not look. It's a get. Makes it even easier. So what we want is, or do we want, maybe this is the one we want. Get document with full citation. That's the one we want. Then we do a payload again. And again, we can just copy the default one that's given, which this one's actually a lot simpler than the previous one. So let's just do payload. And that universal ID is what we need to parameterize here. Just going to call it ID. And then you can also do your own search phrase that you want to do. So we'll do query. And then we'll do a query, which is going to be default of found the trial court. What did we do before? That one. And then we will do JSON is payload, headers is headers, and verify equals false. Now for this, we're just going to print R real quick after we call it. We shouldn't have to pass any arguments. Okay, 200, perfect. So now we can just JSON it off. Then we get a JSON decode. Oh, it's post request, dude. Posty. Okay, so what we want here is the full citation. So for INR0, print I. I'm not going to do the whole class, so I'm almost done with this video, but I wanted to show you how you can get what you need. Oh, there is no 0. Perfect. There we go. So we want the full citation or document HTML. That's what we want. So HTML is r.get documents HTML, and then we'll just go ahead and print that. Let's just print it for now. So we know that this ID is related to family law. We're getting the full citation. Oh, there is none. So I capitalized it wrong. Whoops. It's capital D, capital H. There we go. There's quite a bit of text there. And it's basically the summary of the document. So it's very helpful. So then let's say you could easily automate that and make spreadsheets and then get several of them, compile them into one spreadsheet, and then do the same thing we did here. I'm just going to paste one to show you. And then this will just give you a little summary of it. And then you can see if it fits your case. And then all of a sudden, like, your legal research takes a fraction of a time. Not bad, man. But yeah, that's what I got for you tonight. I'll be making more videos soon. I'll be back. I'm dealing with a lot of stuff right now, but I will be back soon.